Welcome back. You're listening to Home Wizards. I'm Cindy Dole.
I'm Eric Stromer.
And, there's something to be said about Mary Poppins. When Mary Poppins made the whole thing about it's a game. It's not chores.
No.
It's the work is a game.
Spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go
We're
down.
going to make it fun, and that means that fall cleaning and chores. I mean, the word chore is negative.
Listen, it's no strange coincidence that I've been cleaning for years wearing a Mary Poppins dress. So I'm right there with There's no way that you can't make chores fun, and I'll tell you, all you have to do, put on some great music, enlist some of the kids. That's the secret with the kids too, to help them clean up. Help clean up stuff is to turn it into a game, a competition, if you will. Anything you can do to make it not drudgery, but what fun.
And just take the word. I think the word clean or cleaning and chores just feel like icky.
Let's replace cleaning with whimsy.
Whimsy. This is your fall whimsy.
Yeah.
Fall whimsy checklist.
Yeah.
As the leaves are flying, you're thinking, I'm flying too. I'm soaring like a bird, baby.
I'm flying like
okay, this is probably ridiculous.
No, it isn't. It's genius.
So it's all psychological, right?
Yeah, it is.
So let's walk through the things that you could be thinking of that are not going to weigh you down.
Sure.
You're not going to feel like it's a chore.
Oh, no.
No.
We're going to enlist
This is
friends.
fun.
It's like, I've done this for years, enlisting friends to move things for me.
And then
Hey,
everybody.
Hi, Bob.
Friend.
Guess what we're doing
We're gonna
today?
have
I'm going to
some
take you
chili.
to coffee, get some chili.
And all I need you to do is
You're
help.
going to move a refrigerator. Then we're going to watch the football game after you move the laundry machine.
Yeah, you have to create little rewards
Yeah,
throughout,
that's it.
and then it becomes more palatable.
That's it.
So let's see. All right, so we're walking around the outside because the summer has come and gone, and now we're thinking, all right, it's time to get ready for fall. Let's check. All right, we've checked the patio furniture and the toys. We're going to touch up the paint, right?
Sure. We're going to touch up the paint. Now, listen, one more thing about the patio furniture. If you're really fancy, you may even want to give it a little once over with some TSP and water and scrub brush, right? Just clean off everything, because you may, like my dad did for years, he'd put the lawn furniture in plastic bags. He literally would cut open big industrial garbage bags, cover chairs, take the cushions,
Wow.
get them in a bag off to the side so that all winter they were clean. So when you throw them out in the spring, you don't have to do anything.
That's a nice way of doing it.
That's Eric
That's
Stromer.
organized.
That's a whole nother level, right? That's a guy that's been doing this a while.
Uh-huh.
But it's not a bad idea. If you've got the time now, do it, and so you don't have to deal with it in the spring.
That's very smart.
Yeah, so that's
because
one thing
now
to do.
you're saving yourself with a reward for later.
That's exactly right.
And you use what kind of plastic bags?
It's just a big old garbage, huge,
Trash bags.
trash bag that you use to bag a bunch of leaves. Those will fit over an individual garden chair, pretty much, or two of them will go over a chaise lounge if you tape them with, duct tape and seal it off. But
That's
again,
nice.
I got to tell you, that's museum quality. That's a
well,
guy.
that's the
a
guy.
guy that doesn't like mess.
Uh-huh.
Almost clinically so. But that's another conversation.
That's another
We'll get
show.
into that later. Yeah, I'll call Dr. Laura for that one.
What about the touch-up paint on trim, railings, and decks?
Not a bad idea. If you see the flaking paint from western exposure or eastern exposure, tons of moisture, quick wire brush, get the excess paint off. Guess what then you do? A little primer. And then just a quick touch up on that and you're done. End of story. Again, get through the winter. You don't have to do it in the spring.
Now, here's a question for you.
Yeah.
We did some touch-up paint in our home office.
It didn't match, did it?
It matched, but here was a peculiar situation because we had just one can of it left, and it was thick. It was almost like peanut butter because it had been sitting there for about 7 or 8 years.
Yeah, you're going to add a little water in that one.
We do that? Okay.
You add a little bit of water, and
Okay.
then sometimes there's going to be some skin, if you will, in the paint, part of it that's dried.
Uh-huh.
You can literally reach your hand in there and pull that out. It's like a dry disc.
It's like chicken skin.
It's like chicken skin. It's basically,
Gross.
it kind of is like chicken skin. Pull it out, throw it in the garbage, and then you're good to go. You get all you need, by the way, if you're concerned, you just need, a tiny little, like the size of a film canister of paint, so that you can have it matched down the road if you need it.
That's true. That's
you know what
true.
I mean? You only need that. Even if you take a piece of white cardboard and dab the paint color on it and make sure it's nice and thick, and then dry it with a blow dryer, put it in a file you can always take that to the paint store and they can computer match and color match from that. So if you don't feel like hanging onto a ton of paint, you can do that.
That's very freeing, because otherwise you've got this library. You've got all these movies that you have inside, and now outside you've got all these paint cans.
There you go. And if you want to get rid of the paint, you throw it out onto a little pile of kitty litter.
Good idea.
With newspaper under that, and then it dries in a clump, and then you can throw that stuff out. If it's not in liquid form, it's okay to throw in the trash.
Very cool idea.
Yeah.
So more things as we're walking around the outside of the house. We've checked the patio furniture, check. We've cleaned it and stored it, checked. The paint on trim and railings, all good. Okay, caulking around the windows and doors. Here we'll do that a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to do it.
And then what about inspecting the external doors and the garage doors?
Oh, this is huge.
For stripping.
Huge.
Yes.
If you don't have a tight seal on your garage door, this is why whenever you open your garage, there's tons of debris in there. There's leaves and dirt, and it seems like no matter what you do, every time you walk in the garage, there's a ton of dirt in there. That's because you don't have a clean seal where the door meets the cement. And I put to you, Miss Brand New Garage Door Lady,
yes,
Clopay Door Lady, you don't have any problem anymore, do you?
Well, no, it came with this added installed, stripping.
Like a gasket almost.
Yeah, and it's like a suction cup, and when you close it, you can
There's
almost
no
hear
air
it.
in there.
Yeah.
You spend a little extra time in that garage with the door closed, you may die. You may suffocate.
Well,
that's how much seal you have.
And I'm not going to have those little furry friends
you're
crawling
not.
underneath. Thank you.
Now, I, on the other hand, have an old couple of doors, and I have sides of the garage that don't quite seat into the frame on the exterior.
The old gaposis?
I've got what they call gaposis. It's very embarrassing.
And the side effects are really,
I'm not proud, and I can barely even go out at night sometimes having this condition. But when you blow the leaves with my industrial blower, blows pretty much everything.
Guess where they go?
They go right in that garage.
So what are you going to do about that?
Well, I put gaskets on there that little sealing gaskets, but they do wear off over time because the kids open and close the garage 50,000 times a day. That's where the basketballs are.
Oh, I see.
So that's the problem with the gaposis.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's okay. I'll get through it.
What else should we do for the fall for outside?
Well, you can also check the chimneys, because you're going to be making fires around the holiday season. So what I'd like you to do is take a flashlight, shine it up in there. Make sure that you don't have too much of this creosote, which is that almost black tarry looking stuff that's kind of chalky and dry. That can catch on fire. If you've got too much of that, you'll be able to see it, and then you have a chimney sweep come in and clean that out for you. Also, make sure you know how that flue operates. You want to know that when you pull it toward you, it's open. When you push it into the fire, it's closed. Make sure you know how to open it and close it so when you start the fire, it is open. And then you want to definitely make sure that there aren't cracks that go up into a second floor. Sometimes some of these old masonry chimneys will leak, and inadvertently smoke can get into the upper parts of the house, and that can be a little bit dangerous.
Oh my gosh,
yeah. So if you smell a tremendous amount of smoke when you have a fire in a second floor area, that may be the culprit. So you're going to, again, want to have a guy come put a camera up the fireplace, almost like a colonoscopy, if you will, for your chimney. And just make sure that everything's, up and up.
Yeah.
And they can show you that video, which is almost as exciting
as a colonoscopy.
as seeing the plumbing pipe video when they put the camera in there. And they say, look, there's roots in your system. That's also exciting. See?
Such a nice parallel.
The technology is amazing now.
Anyway, we'll put this all on the website, as always, at yourhomewizards.com. Thanks so much for hanging with us. We love to hear from you. Email us. Let us know what you're up to. Eric Stromer, Cindy Dole. And until next time, remember this: the key is under the mat. Bye-bye.